This is Poppy. He's my big guy. He's going to help me with this quick video. I just read something that people are actually very bad at judging emotions from looking at people's expressions. Oh, he's stuck. And the reason I thought that was interesting is that people with avoidant personality disorder are constantly trying to figure out what people are thinking based on their faces, the expressions, the micro expressions that they have that are subconscious. And so the problem with not being able to, you don't like me rubbing you? The problem with not being able to figure out emotions correctly is it leads to mistrust of people. This is just in a general population. So if in the general population, not being able to figure out emotions and decipher them accurately leads to, what's the matter? What's the matter? It's so weird. Leads to people not trusting other people because they can't figure out what are you doing, Kat? Maybe he's going away. He might be going away. Come back. Anyway, so now I'm all distracted with the cat. Basically, I'm trying to put two and two together. I've never seen a study on this, but it might be interesting. Is I have a hunch that people with avoidant personality disorder, one of the reasons that they're so worried about being judged and mistrustful of people and thinking that they're pretty sure that they know what they're thinking when they're really not, or even if they aren't so sure to make a statement like that, they're at least thinking about what other people might be thinking about them. I'm getting confusing here. It could be that we're misinterpreting the micro expressions that we're picking up on and using to sort of navigate the world. I'm not really sure if I have a way of really putting this together and sewing it up neatly. It's more like I just, that struck me as really interesting. That it's a skill that all people are lacking, and I think it's one of the things that, rather than just go and talk to somebody and see what they're thinking and seeing if they're a safe person, which most of the time people without avoidant personality disorder do. Like if you're at work, you're going to assume that the person that's a new employee is vetted and is going to be okay. But when you have avoidant personality disorder, you sort of have to wait until you've gotten some hints that they're going to be okay to you before you go and talk to them. And if what you're doing is you're looking for their expression on their face or calculating micro expressions, and we're bad at it, even though we think we're good at it, then that's going to affect whether or not you're able to interact with people. So I'm not really even talking about, say, just random strangers, but just people who would be acquaintances. And if we're going to give them a shot at getting to be more than acquaintances, friends or colleagues or whatever, I don't know that there is anything that can be done about it or to make it better. But it's one of those things that if you're aware of this, and it's not just you, it's absolutely universal apparently, that you misinterpret what their emotions are based only on their facial expressions. I think it's one of those things that's like, okay, I can give myself a little bit of a break about this because it's not just that I'm bad at this. It's universally, everybody is not great at it. And the way, as scary as it is, to sort of get past that is to go beyond your initial judgment of, is this a safe person or not, but actually talk to them. And of course, I'm not talking about truly random weirdo person on the street. I'm talking about somebody that you've got a reason to believe, more or less. I mean, like I said, if it's somebody that you meet at work, or, somebody that other people that seem to like, that would be the type of thing that I would say, well, maybe push forward with that. But rather than wait until you've got the absolute definite, this person adores you, go for it type of, which is what I need. And then that freaks me out, and then I don't interact with them. That's why I'm mostly alone. Or to stare at them to figure out what they're trying to, how they react to things and how they emote to things, which I don't know that I do, but I've got a feeling that I do. I think I spend a lot of time trying to figure out what people are thinking instead of just asking them, what are you thinking? Anyway, I thought that was interesting, and I wanted to point that out, that's not just an avoidant issue. It's a universal issue, and it might be a bigger issue than you think it is. And so maybe be aware of it and try to work on either not being so dependent on it, or coming up with an alternative coping strategy, maybe.